This is afternoon programming with L. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 23. It's the Jordan episode of the afternoon programming podcast. Of course, it's your boy L here, and today, man, I can't remember exactly how we linked up, but I know it's probably at a show because you're at all the shows here in Atlanta. And I knew about you probably through Kerosene. I think it might have been through Kerosene.
I want to say, like the nod.
Yeah, like the nod or something like that. But quickly realized, man, it's crazy because you have a collection of just hip hop history, I would say, and it's real crazy. But I have another great guest. He's super dope, down to earth, real chill. Like you, man, you have a lot of knowledge about hip hop and it just goes way back. But let me just introduce you already. It's my homie Nuface.
Hey man, what's going on, man? Nuface was there. It's an honor to be here.
Of course,
23. You know, it's not by mistake.
Man, it's so crazy. Before we go, do you want to plug like any social media or anything like people can find you? And
pretty much at Nuface, Nuface. Also Nustalgia 2020, which represents the brand, my museum that we recently had. And that's pretty much it. The hashtag Nuface was there. It's pretty much the movement we got going on, and Nustalgia, which is a celebration and a preservation of that brand and all those collections and the nostalgic artifacts that I have in my collection over the years.
Man, that's so dope. Make sure you follow and check them out because like you're always posting like dope content. And like I said, it's dope that you even brought some stuff today. It's like crazy. I wanted to ask you, originally, are you from Atlanta, Georgia?
Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. Yeah. Came down here in 1994 for a visit and been here ever since.
Wow, really? So, like, was it just like, did you have family down here or you just came to see what it was like?
Came on I had people came to Detroit. They were called the Clark Atlanta Alumni for Detroit. Mm-hmm. So their job was to recruit Detroiters from high school to Clark Atlanta. I met a good friend, Damon Thomas, who was already established here in Atlanta. He was a photographer. Video director. He directed Laffy Taffy, Young Dro Shoulder Lean, stuff for Trans Lee later. But he kind of took me under his wing and was like, you know, check out Clark Atlanta. So that following summer, I did a trip. And once we got here, we checked out the campuses, and of course, all the HBCUs is all in that circle. But during the break, they was like, you got a couple hours to kind of roam around. And then when I was doing that, it was Freaknik.
Wow, yeah.
So imagine just being like thrust into like just a total mindfuck of like Black excellence, beautiful women, the music scene, the birth of like that camp, all that DJ Jelly, all that stuff like that, and seeing like all these rap heroes, the superstars that I only seen on TV back in Detroit, they were like right there. So then I was like, yeah, I got to find a way to come back here and Clark Atlanta, why not? Yeah, another Black experience. So it reminded me of like Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing or A Different World. Like, so I was probably craving that type of experience at that point. So that definitely drew me here. Yeah.
Man, that's so dope. How did you get into what you've done today? Like as far as collecting these memorable things of hip hop culture. How did that start? Were you always like a collector growing up, or like your family members, were they any type of collector?
Yeah, I would attribute it to like my grandmother. I would always hear her say things like everything kind of comes back in style. So like when I was a kid, I think bell bottoms had came back twice, but she still had them. So every time somebody was like, oh, they back in style, she was like, I still got my original. Like y'all out here buying these remade ones, I still got the original. And then I just remember being a kid flipping through photo albums and seeing how much people gather around and just appreciated those memories. And so I always took pictures and it wasn't hip hop stuff. I was still collecting comic books, basketball cards, toys, Transformers, G.I. Joes. It wasn't until like my father took me and my cousin to the mall and he bought us these Adidas tracksuits. With the 3 Adidas, the whole suit, the shirts, the shoes, the jacket, the pants, the black with the 3 red stripes. And I was like, you know, that was dope in itself. But then we went up going to this arena that's popular in Detroit called Joe Louis Arena. And we walked in and we saw 3 white boys on stage, and they eventually became the Beastie Boys. Wow. The next act was like one dude sitting on the radio with a DJ. That was LL Cool J. Wow. And the closing act was Run DMC. And then it got to a point where they were like, you know, anybody got Adidas, take your shoe off and put it in the air.
Yeah.
And so just imagine the kids 6, 7 years old looking around like, oh shit, like, damn, like it's bigger than just us. Like he made that moment happen and I didn't know. And I was like, oh, I got Adidas. I can be a part of this.
Yeah.
So it kind of clicked right there. And so that memory, that Adidas jacket, that ticket stub, I think stuck me to hip hop.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. So was like your first show, was it that event with like Beast Boys and Run DMC and all that?
Yeah. And then the next one was sneaking into the one that made it to the Straight Outta Compton movie was when NWA did that show and they weren't supposed to say fuck the police and say curse words. And yeah, it was a riot and they stopped the show. It was a fire and and I was snuck there. I wasn't supposed to be there, but like it was like imagine being there, but you wasn't supposed to be there. So I couldn't tell nobody, but I was like, I almost died, and that was the best fun ever. Like Eazy-E said, "Fuck them," like it was. Just, and so like decades later to see it in a movie is like, damn. So that's why I always like celebrate. Like Nuface was there, and it's not just about me, but it's just about celebrating being in the moment of like those moments that everybody can be a part of, or you're just blessed and you just sit in that moment, and that's what that's really about.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Because I can only imagine. Because I remember, I mean, of course, seeing the movie and remember a little bit of hip hop history from you know the NWA moment that you were talking about. Yeah. It's crazy to, like you said, be there and then years down the line they make a movie about that event and you can just kind of relive it. Like, bro, I remember it was like this, it was like that. I was with so and so, or you know, I snuck in such and such, and so damn, it's crazy. Like you must have like. I remember. I think you must have like multiple experiences like that where you're like, damn, I remember that. Because like I have a few, I know you probably got like a whole list of things. Because I remember one time seeing on your page you had posted, was it Kanye West when his first album dropped? Not his very first
show.
But yeah, his first show here.
Earthlink Live.
Wow.
Then he did an after party at Visions with Shaquille O'Neal and Peachtree. And so I was at that show. That was a second date actually. So imagine a second date going to see Kanye West, John Legend's on stage, just a featured act. No extras, just Kanye with the orange polo.
Wow.
We're in the third row and I got my digital camera and I'm just taking pictures. So I got pictures of him doing like this. And in the audience at that time, it's one flip phone in the air. I always look at that picture like, look, this dude right here is like he's the first of his kind. Like he was the only one with a flip phone. Like, and probably can't even look at that footage because it's all, you know,
it's all grainy. It's like so like low quality.
Him doing that triggered me like, yo, and then I look at where we at. You can't go to a show with everybody has
their phone out.
Everybody's doing this. It's like an exercise. So it's just, again, being part of seeing it from him, period. And then the audience too, how it's evolved over the years. Just to see that part.
Do you have any memorabilia from like moments that you had that are like that you cherish the most, that are like your favorites?
This one right here is definitely one of my favorite. Meeting Nipsey Hussle.
Wow.
At South DeKalb Mall. Wow. Him signing this for his Puma release for his shoes.
That's crazy.
Waited in line for the shoes and everything, and then I pulled out Nas Illmatic that was already signed, my Scarface tape. He was like, "Oh, you official?" Because like at first he just signed this, but then he saw what else was in my bag. Yeah. Then he's like, "Oh, I got it," you know. So he tagged the tape too.
Wow.
And then kind of chatted with my daughters. We took a picture and everything. He had his camera guy. Like when artists do that, like had a camera guy, like, yo, get my man. And I was like, got him. And that's what Nustalgia is about, like that feeling. Like when they be like, oh, I don't even have this, or much respect. Like, you know, it's just, I'm always there to pay respects, but to see them receive it and see the expression on their face. So that's definitely a special moment. Meet Nipsey Hussle. And then it was about 2 years later, we're at Opera for an event. It was Nipsey, Rick Ross, Big Boy. Me and DJ Kerosene, as you speak, we was taking a selfie. Probably later that night, I sent it to him, and we can just see Nipsey like in the back.
Yeah, I remember you posted that photo.
I'm like, yo, that's the best photo bomb ever, bro. Like, so, and again, me and Kerosene got that moment. Like, nothing can take that away. But it's just about we were there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what Nuface was there. And he remembered me. Like, I'm not, I know I talk to a lot of artists, I cherish them, but I'm not that one to be like, you remember me, we met, because I see it happening. They just don't remember.
Yeah.
And they act like they do. Like, yeah, I went to 12th grade with you. We was in the, me had the same teacher in lunch. We ate, and they be like, yeah, but they really don't. But Nipsey was the one, like, you don't remember me, you and your daughters, and we was at the mall, and I signed it. Like, he remembered me.
Yeah.
And that's why that kind of clicked with me. Like, that's why I knew he was different. Like, a lot of people don't remember.
Yeah.
But he remembered me out of, it was a line of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a line of people just wanting to see him and meet him.
Who am I? But I made an impression big enough. And so that's why, that's probably my most special one.
Wow, that's crazy, because I see you have other tapes here. You have a Project Pat tape.
Project Pat signed. He did a show. Freako Rico did the flyer at 529.
Wow.
We got trap music. I'm part of the Trap Music Museum. I got collection in there. And I just don't always get the artists. So like this tape right here is signed by T.I., David Banner, and DJ Toon.
Wow.
So those are the producers that work part of the trap music as well. And again, I told you I came in 94 for the visit. I came and enrolled in school in 95 at CAU. That following month, I meet Outkast. They were handing out tapes, and this is the tape I got. I got a picture.
Elevators. Oh.
I got a picture of me shaking Big Boy's hand, and Andre is ready to sign the cassette again with a disposable camera. I had somebody take, and they signing and this is the exact tape I got in 96.
Damn. Yo, that shit is crazy.
Scarface, his show, one of my favorite albums in the world is Yours. We got my guy, shout out to Drink Champs, EFN, Nuface. We got his solo debut album, that's already autographed. And then something, one of my favorite, I call like a holy grail, part of the Wu-Tang series.
Yeah.
But mine's the purple tape. Raekwon only go for Cuban links. And again, I don't sell it, I don't do this like for money, but if you look on eBay alone, like this and the rapper is 10,000. But then you think about mine's is signed by Ghostface and Raekwon on the tape. So who knows how much value that,
exactly.
Sentimental and just dollars wise. So, those are some of my favorites right there.
That's wild, because you like, it almost seems like the way that you're able, not that you're able to, but the way the stars align, I like to say, you meeting everybody and you meet people, it's almost like it's meant to be. Like you're meant to meet these people.
I never know.
Paths.
I never think I am. I never expect to.
Yeah.
I just stay ready. Like these tapes are always on me, and sometimes it's a long line, sometimes it's a big ass bouncer, like nobody's getting back here. And sometimes it's somebody like a Kerosene or Fort Knox, like, yo, Nuface, he's here, or Corey Mo, or it's just somebody that know me, like Crits, Big Son. Like it's people that be like, no, he's good.
Yeah.
So, again, the stars align, and I'm grateful for those type of opportunities, but I never expect it. I know what my intentions are.
Exactly. You're not doing this for clout. You're actually doing it because you love the culture and you love the music and you love the artist.
Yeah, because I kind of be in and out. Like I see some people, like they chat and they want to sit in the room. Like I get my signature, say what's up, I appreciate everything you're doing, and I'm out because I know it's like a line of other people that want that moment for themselves. Exactly. And I, as a fan, respect that too. Yeah. Like I don't never think I'm the only collector. I love when there's more people like with their shirts, you know what I'm saying, and they tapes, because I like seeing that too. Like I want to like to know that I'm not the only type of person. A lot of people like, man, you rare Nuface and what you do is one of one, but I see other things like that and I celebrate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just telling you, like seeing 2 Chainz in Trouble at the game, getting autographs and jerseys signed, and and Killer Mike, he'll send me a picture and like Jay-Z signed my Air Force Ones, like just these things. And I'm like, oh shit. So, I'm secretly challenging them, but I'm competing with myself. Like, how far can I take this? And so for me to have a whole museum full of my collectibles along with other people's art, like that was just the start of the vision. So now I want to take it on the road, you know what I'm saying, do that type of thing and share it with other cities. Yeah.
Okay. So then speaking about that, so first, how did you becoming like a part of like the Trap Museum, how did that come about? And then into now you kind of want to take this on the road. How did that come about?
Relationships. One, I started with City of Ink, which is one of my most favorite tattoo parlors in the city. Black owned, Maya Bailey, Tukey, Mr. Soul, Paper Frank, Prof Bundy, all these people, Corey Davis, Get Well. This whole arm is like all City of Ink.
Wow.
But fast forward, I got a call from Maya Bailey saying the Trap Music Museum is coming to fruition. You'd be great to be a part of it. Put some stuff together that you think is trap and give them a call. So I just went in my collection, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's easy because, you know, I collect a lot of things. But to specifically say trap, I know who to go to. You know, like, you know, it's a big genre, but from the inception, it wasn't as big. So I know, you know, Gucci, Jeezy, T.I., you know, A Damn Shame, Ghetto Mafia. Like, I just know all these people who I'm going to just go to immediately. And once I had that appointment, I went to visited the place, brought a trunk full of shit, you know what I'm saying? Had my daughters help me carry it in. T.I. was there, and I just laid out like every magazine cover that he was on.
Wow.
Every magazine cover Jeezy was on, Gucci was on, Bun B, and 3. And they kind of just was like, we'll take that, and that.
Yeah. Wow.
Put it in the case, part of the grand opening. I always visit people. I give people tours like myself, and and shout out to them too. Like, I'm able to just take personal partners, Gangsta Boo. Like, I'm able to take rap heroes. Like, I seen Mia X look at the tape on the wall that was my tape, or Gangsta Brew and say, you know, that's my tape, or to see the Goody Mob go up in there. So that's how it came about.
Wow.
You know, and again, relationships.
Yeah.
You know, and I have pictures with T.I., early T.I. from his beginning. So it's just natural connection, bro.
That's crazy. So when it comes to, like, I guess collecting these, because it sounds like, of course, you knew of T.I. when he was first bubbling and first coming out. Mm-hmm. Do you kind of just have a feeling, or like you listen to the music and you're like, yo, this sounds different, or, you know, they're going to be somebody type of thing?
Well, it started out when I first got here, probably my second phase. I went into, I was always an artist. Mm-hmm. I started, Nuface came from a clothing line.
Okay.
I had a house fire. Everything kind of was going. Some things survived. I had no clothing. I had me and my daughter. So we used to go to Goodwill, buy clothes for her and me. And I didn't want to just do it how I bought it. I would add things to it. I would put our names on it. I put designs on it. I put matching slogans on it. You know, our birthdays, our Gemini signs, that, you know, our astrology signs, zodiac signs, I mean to say. And we just rock out. So when I go to events with my daughters, people be like, oh, that's hard. You know, can I make me one? And I start doing that. Then I start, and word started spreading. Then I started making shirts for rappers. Rappers started wearing my stuff in videos. Then I started making it for comedians. Comedians started wearing it on shows. Shout out to K-Dub. Shout out to K-Dub, who wore my stuff on Who Got Jokes on VH1 with Bill Bellamy. Nar Hostin wore my shirt in Ludacris and Field Bombs video. So I was able to see my shirts like on, at that time, you know, Rap City or Yo MTV Raps or MTV Jams. And it's like my daughters could see me. I remember me on the floor making these shirts. So that's where it stemmed from, you know, Nuface. So that's kind of where it came from.
Wow. Holy shit. So then, damn, that's crazy to go from that. And then as you were doing that, were you also collecting at the same time as you were creating everything? Yeah, because I was, you know, and what's bringing me to answer your question, while I was painting, I'm always listening to music. Yeah. So imagine, you know, if I'm only listening to Killer Mike, as a thank you, I'm going to make something for him. I'm going to paint something, a lyric that he said that hit me as a thank you while I'm making these shirts, because they're the driving or the inspiration behind some of the stuff that I'm going to give to somebody else. Wow. So as a thank you, I paint something on the side. So when I go to a show, I'm not just saying, give me, or can you sign this? I'm saying, thank you for your words. You inspired me, you know, like Big Crit on the vent, yo's word, Hometown Heroes, that shit hit me. Yeah. So I want to, as a token of my appreciation, I want to give you this. Now, while you were at it, I got this magazine. You're in the freshman cover. Can you sign that too? Yeah. So that's where that kind of comes from. Wow. You know? And so that's great. So how big is the collection, would you say? Well, if you visited Nustalgia, that was a bank, and that was 4 floors in it. And yeah, it was 4 floors of merchandise. We had a room that was all video games and movies. Then we had the ticket stub area. Then we had the merch area. Then we had like the clothing. Then we had collectibles like the tapes and the records and the billboards. Then in the basement, we had other billboards and plaques. So, and that wasn't even all my collection. Wow. You know, like, cause you got to think, I still collect basketball cards, comic books, ticket stubs, hats, rap hats, promotional items, shot glasses, you know, cause like, so I mean, It's a big ass collection.
Yeah, it's big, you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And it's that's why I have to kind of like, I didn't even break out nightlife flyers. Like I've collected flyers over the years, like when Jeezy or Fabulous would do Visions or Compound. Like it's just so many things that I didn't even tap into with my show. So like I got range, that, you know, and more stuff that people still haven't seen. Even though I got like 60,000 posts on Instagram, people still haven't seen everything.
Damn, that's so crazy. You are a museum. That's what you are.
I get that a lot, like a walking documentary or a walking museum.
I would say you're basically in a way like you're a museum, you're a historian, because you know you have all these was memorabilia, nostalgic things of, you kind of was like, I was there at the beginning of this, and this. I was there to witness this, because I can tell you've seen a lot of great things. Because like I've been lucky and fortunate enough to like, you know, witness certain things. Like for example, like what people most of the time I pointed up here this Supreme Blind Tail that I shot. Right, I didn't know at the time, and I don't know if maybe you have like this. I didn't know that was gonna be big. Like I didn't know that. You know, I don't know if you have moments like that where you're like, this is, you know, the artist was like, okay, this is nice, but then it ended up exploding to bigger than what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Even, you know, shout out to 85 South Show. Shout out to Carlos Miller. Like when they have a show, he gives me these opportunities to have these moments that, again, I think it's normal to me because I do it with or without that platform, but to have it on a big platform like them. So if he calls me up and it's KLC from Beats by the Pound and I'm able to bring out every No Limit cassette tape I got in my whole collection, and they just looking at it like, oh, or Dallas Austin. Yeah. He's able to come on there and see, you know, TLC and Rowdy Records, all his in tape form, and they just like, oh shit. You know, that's one of those things like, and then to see the response from the YouTube and the platform, and then them from themselves personally. Yeah. Again, I'm just doing what I do normally, but it expands. Yeah. So that was one of those moments. And just recently, we just had Dave Mays, CEO and founder of the Source magazine. So they called me up, and right in the nick of time as they were closing out, they was like, here's Nuface, and I bet he's got every Source magazine. And I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. Remember this cover. Remember this cover. And I was at the Source Awards in Miami in 2001 when Slick Rick and him remembering that, and just like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they like, I told you Nuface was there. You know, I told you. So it's just like those moments like there is like, bam, that's what Nustalgia is about. I liken Nustalgia as like a pill, like in the Matrix. Like every time I see it, it's like an anchor to happiness or just joy. Like even if I'm down, I rarely had days where I'm just like, damn, what the fuck is going on in my life? But if I have a slight inkling, I can just look at like this and remember that day I hung out with Nora at the St. Regis. Wow. And we went to Edgewood and we hung out at Harold's Chicken and Bar. And then we did T.I. Pac, like just the day I met Raekwon and that happened. Like I can just instantly look at that, and it's like a vitamin. Wow. That'll restore any type of emotional energy that I got in my life. Exactly. Like you were saying, it's nostalgia. And like, I can only imagine like something like this, when you show it to other people, they're like, oh, wow, I remember. They kind of put themselves in that time period. Or and they say, I had that. Yeah, I had that. And they tell me their stories like, I had this and I moved, or I went to the army, my mother threw it out. I wish I had like that moment, like just that. That's nostalgia. Like that feeling like, yeah, that's what I do it for. Like, and it's a lot of stuff in my collection that, you know, while I did my time in Detroit, I was around street niggas. Yeah. And so, you know, there's come consequences sometimes. But I was that person that they had called, like, you know, they about to raid the house, knew you go over to the house and get some of my stuff. Yeah. And I would get it. And when you got, you know, people in the life like that, they're able to buy stuff like frivolously with no qualms. And so imagine me like, all right, a VCR, flat screen TV, a Nintendo or Sega Genesis, I'll take it, but I'll hold it down until you get out or whatever. Wow. And in some instances, some people are still locked up. And I still have this stuff. Wow. So they're able to see like their stuff in a museum. Yeah. Some people have gotten out and I'm like, I still got it. You know what I'm saying? Pull up and no, that's you. You did what you're supposed to do. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That was, I knew it was in good hands. And so it's like two folds with that. So it's like, I do this for like, it's bigger than me. Yeah. It's bigger than me.
That's crazy. So then that brings me to ask you, is there something that you don't have that you wish that you got, or like you got sort of like a copy of or something like that you weren't able to quite get?
being that LL Cool J was like my first artist that I ever seen perform.
Yeah.
Like to get a autograph from him on a cassette tape or anything. Now I was on the Instagram live with him, and again, how the stars align. Like again, you don't expect to get picked to go on live with LL Cool J. But tell you how this was. He spoke to Big Daddy Kane, he spoke to Royce the 5'9", then he spoke to me.
Wow. And
then I was able to show him my collection and show him the FUBU ad with him wearing the FUBU hat with the Gap. You know, Mr. Smith is back. I'm showing him my book collection. He's like, yo, go back. Oh, I read that. I read that. I read that. I read that. Oh, that's hard. Oh, you hard, man. Give my people at Rock the Bells to holler at you. Like, you official, man. We gotta stay in touch.
Wow.
So while I was able to do it on live and behind my brother Royce the 5'9" and Big Daddy Kane, shout out to them. Like, again, that's one of the moments like you can't fathom to be, you can't even make happen.
Exactly.
You can't like predict that.
Yeah.
I'm sure his requests
it's long. It's constantly.
So that was one of the moments like that. You know, Mobb Deep, like Prodigy. Like I remember going to his last show. My last show of seeing him at the Art of Rap. Ice-T had the show, and it was like Public Enemy, EPMD, Ice-T, Naughty by Nature, and Mobb Deep was a part of that. And I just had a great time. And sometimes I go and I'm like, I got what I came for. Yeah. Like, even though I probably had to tape, but in hindsight, you just have those moments because now they're not here anymore. Yeah. Like another moment, like right here is a tattoo of Prince's logo, because the very first print, as big as a fan I am, like my first set of breasts I ever seen was in Purple Rain. like period. But Purple Rain is a great movie. His music is great. I always bought his albums, but my very first Prince show at the Fox Theater was his last show. Wow. So, you know, imagine how, and that was one of the moments, because it was him and the piano, and they were like, that was when he was kind of the first with the no phones thing. Yeah. And I respected it. Yeah. I didn't even pull my phone out. Now to see like he's not here anymore. Like I wish I you know, but I respect it, and I enjoyed the day, but that's why this tattoo is here, and it means a lot, because, you know, I got to say his last show was my first show. Damn,
that's so wild, man. So now you pulled out some more stuff. This a Vibe magazine. Is this signed by Bobby Brown or no? Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
Wow.
But you were see
Bobby right there.
Did you know?
I didn't even know. I didn't even know. It was like right there.
This is Busta Rhymes. Yeah. He came to 85 South show. Bobby Brown doing a documentary of his movie. Wow. And Janet Jackson.
Wait, that's signed by Janet?
It's Janet Jackson.
Wow.
And how about it all in the same day? Bobby and Janet the same day.
Really? And
then I watched his documentary where he shows where they had a relationship, and I'm like, and I didn't know that part, but just to know that I was with both of them that same day. Yeah. And for her to even write like that's the other thing too. Like some people know how to spell it. Some people, I don't even say who I am, and they know who I am. Oh wow. Maybe somebody told her. So like for her to write Nuface on there, like hard. And just to show you, like, I really subscribe. Like this is the mailing thing. Like I used to subscribe to all these rap magazines.
That's crazy.
I still have them. Like, you know, that type of thing. And then again, like when you talk about like how long I've been collecting, I brought this. Like my father bought me this jacket.
Oh, wow.
And on the back, I'm a junior. So it's
Little Larry. Wow.
He was Big Larry. So, you know, I can't fit this anymore. Of course. But I've kept this over the years, you know, decades. And it's still in tangible order. Like I got a grandson now. He probably could wear this. Yeah. You know, so that's how long we've been doing this, man, preserving the culture.
That's wild. I wanted to ask you, since you've kind of seen, like I said, a lot of history and a lot of legends when they first started. How does it make you feel going from seeing the transformation that hip hop goes through, you know, over the years? Because, like, you know, I grew up, of course, in Arkansas. That's where I'm from. But of course, Southern music was like always playing in Arkansas. Wasn't too much New York or anything, but randomly kind of New York hip hop kind of found me, and I fell in love with it. and then seeing, you know, how it started off in the 90s to the 2000s to the 10s to the now we're in the 20s. Did you, when you're listening to music, do you kind of just be like, appreciate it for what it is? Or do you ever kind of miss, you know, back in the day? Because I mean, I guess maybe that's nostalgic for you because that's what you grew up listening to. But do you ever, you know, because there are people who kind of criticize hip hop for where it's at, and, you know, versus like, oh, I wish it would go back to what it was.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. And I've had DJ friends that like kind of stopped DJing because they couldn't connect with the current music.
Yeah.
And I would never could subscribe to that because at the end of the day, I still have like, I had it to go back to. Yeah. But I also had to be in tune with what was new because I know hip hop is like a plant or it's like a baby, like it's going to forever evolve. Yeah. And like a child or a person, it's going to be some parts of it you don't like, but you can't throw the whole genre out. I just couldn't personally. Yeah. And I would just support it what I like. Like Kerosene says, there's a lot like shine a light on what you do like. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff I don't personally like. Yeah. But I don't have to waste time talking about it or damning it because DMX was talk about like he learned this. He was like, if I damn another artist, he's feeding like a security guard. His auntie's a manager, or like you don't know whose bank you shutting down by just talking down on somebody. So you'll never find me doing that. But do I like everything? No. But I'm gonna celebrate everything that I do like. Yeah. I'm gonna applaud everybody that get in. There's some stuff where I may not even like the music, but you as a person and the message that you portraying, I'm gonna clap that all day because it's a win-win. Yeah. Like, because you're teaching somebody how to, you know, do stocks, invest in crypto. Like, you're teaching stuff, you know what I'm saying? But people looking at maybe see tattoos and dreads and gold teeth and may just get shut off by it. But I'm going to at least try the music. Like, any new music, I'm going to at least listen to it. Yeah. I hate people like something come out and I don't you talking about an artist. Did you listen to the project? No, I just don't fuck with them. Oh, okay. Then I don't even, the conversation doesn't go further because I'm going to at least subject myself to this person's music. He put it out. Yeah. So, and it's all subjective. I don't have to like it, but let me check it out. And I might find something I do like. It may be song number 7 out of 12. I'm going to celebrate that one and rock with it. Gotcha. And then when I meet that person, I'm going to say that about number 12, you know, and I'm going to say what I liked about you. And then it's going to look like I'm a fan, but I'm just a fan of who you are and the message that you portray. And it's what's in your heart that gets me, because some of these rappers during the COVID, they couldn't even put out music or they couldn't do shows. Yeah. So they had to kind of pivot and do other things. Yeah. So do I not, because they don't put out rap, do I stop celebrating them? No, I'm still going, you selling hats, you know, Translee selling Inner Peace, Outer Glow. He's selling hats and merch and stuff like that and then pivoted to merch game. I'm going to applaud that too. Yeah. Then when it come back around with the music, we going to be on go time. Yeah. And we're going to do that too. So I never had that part where I just didn't fuck with music. I just didn't celebrate. And plus I have like young children. So I'm able to be like, what y'all listen to? Like my daughter, my firstborn daughter put me on the Lotto. Like went to a show because I knew she liked her and we went to the show. And my daughter, I even got to go on stage with her, dance for Lotto. And then at the end, freestyle for Lotto. Oh, wow. I didn't even know my daughter rap, first of all. And so I'm filming the phone while she's rapping the mulatto and mulatto's doing this. So even from then, just because like again, I didn't know about mulatto's story or nothing, but the fact that she took time to listen to my daughter and every time she sees me is love and respect, you got my support for life. Because it's only which, like, you know, I hear things about other people, but I never go off what I've heard. I only go off how somebody treated me, what I seen with my own eyes. Gotcha. So it's a lot of people, like, it's all relationships, and I only go off how you treated me. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that spread words, and that's one of the biggest things with like what I do, is because a lot of stuff that I've received is because of the love that I put out. I plant the seeds, and I'm only reaping the benefits for it. You know? And that was the intention. The intention was for it to kind of go to my kids. So like, you know, like I always say, like in the mafia movies, somebody go to the store and be like, oh, so-and-so is your mother. No, your money's no good here. She was a good woman, or he was a good man, you know, so you're good. Like Nuface was your father. Your money, you know, take what you want, you know. So, but I'm reaping the benefits. You know, like I haven't bought clothes in like 3 to 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Just from particular brands, just, you know, knowing that I'm out and just using the opportunity, and I'm there for them. Like if I'm able to help spread the word on their brand, you know, even my show, our bar, you know, I had Ron Don do this flyer, you know what I'm saying? I had AW do another flyer. I had them print the shirts out. David made it. Ryan Capsule, he helped put this tape together. AW helped put this together. So it's like more bigger than me. Yeah. Like if I'm gonna be the vessel, let me see how many people that I can put on. Because I live by that statement that I can go faster alone, but we can go further together. So if the doors is open, because I know I've been in places where people open doors for me. Like I've been at shows. I remember being at was it A3C when West Side Gun and them, the whole Griselda shit was right there. Yeah, and it was no pit, and you were right there. Yeah, like and while they were the stars, to me seeing you working, I knew what you did. I'm like, to me, you're the star. Like you, I'm looking at you with your position. Like that made my day. Like I don't even have to get there because I know you got the look. Or I see Kerosene on the stage. I see him up there with Green Lantern, and I see, you know, Benny, and I see Jay. Like I just see, if I see my people winning, it's a win for me. I don't even have to take that. I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's never been about me. But if people gonna put me in that pedestal, let me just do right by my people. You know, because I can never go wrong by celebrating another man. Yeah. I've seen hate get you nowhere. Like I never seen nobody successful off hate. You know, so I'm gonna use my opportunity to spread love and respect and celebrate what I do and preserve this culture of ours. Because, you know, right now it's no physical. These new artists, they got streams. Yeah, streaming. It's nothing to put on, or it's nothing to sign. Like, you know, unfortunately, like I got Little Baby stuff or 21. Like, but these newer artists, it's no more print magazines. So what outlets do they have? You know, it's nothing I can even get signed, and that's not. For me, that's more for them. Like, what do you have for your story? Like, if the phones and the internet is cut off, where's your legacy? So, and that's what I just try to prove. And hopefully I've rallied around enough of these big artists that they now see the importance of it. And they celebrate me, or if I call them, I'm able to call like some of my favorite artists, or they'll call me and say, I got a new project, come check it out. You know, tell me what you think. Like that just... Again, like we talked about earlier, that wasn't part of the plan. Yeah. That wasn't part of the plan. Like at the end of the day, I drive DoorDash, you know, but I'm able to A&R people on albums or put, you know, Jay Fooley that was a good friend of mine, producer. I told him send me a pack for Mr. Fab. Mr. Fab came to Atlanta. I took him to Revolt Summit. I did a recap with there. Then we went to the studio. I told Mr. Fooley to come up. Fooley came up, pulled the beat up. Fab listened to it. He said, oh, load that one up. Went in the booth, rapped it. And yesterday the song came out all net. Wow. And I'm like, I made that happen. Yeah. Like not just about me, but sometimes I got to just sit back and like, I made that happen. Yeah. And for them to say the same thing too, like, or hear them say it in songs, like Nuface was there. Yeah. You know, that type of thing. Or just seeing T.I. on stage, like just being like, it didn't happen if Nuface was there. You know, like that's... Crazy. Wasn't part of the plan. Yeah. You know, but it's the extras. Yeah. You know, the game owes me nothing. Yeah. Because I just walk in my path and my lane, and those are all extras. Because at the end of the day, I get to go home with all this stuff. Like, that's the win for me. Like, I don't have to go out. Like, I was an introvert. Yeah. You know, I was good at home. I had video games, movies, the Blockbuster video, the Sega Drink. Like, I was good at home, but I knew as a brand to evolve, you had to spread the word. And that's where the shirts came from. I was people wearing shirts on stage, and then the brand came out. Wow. That's where it stemmed from. Man, that's crazy. Now it makes me want to ask you, because like you said, to go back, you've seen a lot of like legends early on. Being from Detroit, do you have anything? You got to have some on Dilla. Oh, yeah. We got the, when that restaurant opened, the Dilla Donuts. The Donuts, yeah. Like the grand opening being there. The strip club that he took Common to. Yeah. Like one time, like Common, we used to come to his house to record. Yeah. And they would always go to the strip club, come back. But it was one time where like Common went to the strip club too. And I remember going to that strip club and just hearing the stories of like that day. Dilla, Royce the 5'9", or just staying off of 7 Mile, right across the street from the hip hop shop, Maurice Malone hip hop shop. And I went over there to buy a shirt, and there was a cipher over there. Wow. And this is like the Proof days, Elzhi, Royce the 5, like wow. Eminem. Like, yeah. I remember like that. Those are my two favorite like DNA stories, I call them, Detroit and Atlanta. Being at the hip hop shop, seeing Eminem freestyling, killing people. Next time I seen him was at Lakewood Fort McPherson at the Up in Smoke tour with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Dog Pound. And then the other one is like Big Meech in Detroit. Hearing him say he's going to move to Atlanta. Wow. And when I got here, it was a fucking billboard, The World Is Yours, and they took over Atlanta. And every time I went to a club, Magic City or whatever, they took it over. Wow. And now they on Stars and with the best TV show. Like, so again, I seen the evolution of that.
That's wild. And so then that brings me to ask you, because you have so much history and just a lot of history of hip hop and everything. What do you have any like? Do you have any future plans for this? Like, what do you eventually? I know mentioned earlier you were talking about taking this on the road, right? Mm-hmm. So is that like the next kind of goal that you're trying to accomplish? Taking
Nustalgia on the road. Because when we did the show in Atlanta, it was a celebration for the people in Atlanta. Yeah. So if you were there, you seen at the time it was going to be a versus, and it was T.I. versus Jeezy. Yeah. So the way AW kind of set it up is on this side we had Jeezy, then on this side we had T.I. with the artwork, but we also had other artists and we had Ludacris. But in the vault, the bank vault, we had all Dungeon Family stuff. Wow. So we had a jacket Big Gip gave me that he wore in the Outkast Roses video. We had the plaque. We had the Big Boy sign my jersey, that Outkast jersey. So, and we had a celebration for Backbone in there. And we also had Camp. We had the plaques when they did '1. Walk It Out went '1. Yeah. And '2 was like Jay-Z and '3 was Lil Wayne. And the significance of that is like Camp was independent. And they rivaled Jay-Z and Lil Wayne. Yeah. So I got the plaque for that. And those big jerseys that they used to wear, exclusive games, shout out to T, had those jerseys. I had those, but it was about a celebration of Atlanta. So in my mind now, it's like I want to take it to like a Houston. So we'll celebrate. I'll link up with my guy Donnie Houston and Corey Moe, and we'll get artifacts from Scarface, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Jay Prince. I got the Source magazine with Jay Prince. He signed it where he had all the Houston artists on the cover of the Source. Wow. So if I do that, then I take it to Miami and do this, and then I'll have Houston artists in Houston performing, because I had performances at the show there. So then imagine in Miami. Yeah. Maybe I'll link with Drink Champs and we do a podcast episode there too. And we celebrate Trick Daddy. We celebrate Luke. We bring artifacts, because I have all these artifacts. Yeah. And then I just go LA. Then I got to do Detroit. Of course. And then I come back to Atlanta and set up a shop. Like Killer Mike always said, like, he always like, you need like an old church where all your stuff is in it. And then the shop closed, you put the sign in, you go upstairs to your little house in the attic. And you do regular life, but like the Fox Theater, like imagine like that was just my temple, my office was there, and then once it's closed, I go up in there with my family and live my regular old life, like some old, like at first I ran away from historian because it just sounded like old and librarian, and I was like, I guess I'm putting a new face on it, and I'm not like old like that, but I started seeing if more people thought it, then I just had to take into account and take their feelings and then just put my twist on what a historian looked like. Exactly. Because I look at like a Fab Five Freddy. That was one of my blueprints. Bill Adler, who shot most of the pictures for Def Jam. Even Nardwuar, like seeing what he's able to do with just randomly and his memory too is like, these are all like just blueprints for me. Clarence Avant, like all these connections that I got, just putting people in the right places. That's a big blueprint of mine, how he was like a plug, like connecting the dots. And people be like, like the most unknown. Yeah. Like that's what my career, and like, where's Waldo? Like those are all the things that if you put in a pot of gumbo, like that's what I want like Nuface to represent. Like, just known, unknown. Like, everybody knowing, you don't know what he do. But if you know, you know.
Exactly. No, definitely. Like I can definitely dig that. I wanted to ask you now because I thought about it. So, because originally from Detroit and then you moved to Atlanta, so you have a lot of hip hop history. Do you like at all have anything abroad, like overseas or anything like that, or most of it just U.S. based?
Yeah, U.S. based.
Gotcha.
Do you count Milli Vanilli? I do got the Milli Vanilli tape.
Okay.
Cyndi Lauper. I got Boy George.
Oh wow.
Some of this new stuff, and it's new, but I heard it's like rare. I got some of this new K-pop. I got a CD and a shirt. Butter. I think that group.
You talking about BTS?
Yeah,
yeah.
I have some collectibles that I seen that is worth a lot.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
It's crazy the stuff that like you said that you have or that you're able to get and be like, I got this, I got that. I'll be like, damn man, how the fuck are you getting this shit?
And video games.
Oh yeah.
Video games. I still got like my original, like this one of my favorite Paper Frank tattoos.
Wow.
Because that was a game my father brought me at Christmas, the year it came out.
Wow.
That was my Christmas gift. I had the Nintendo with the gun, the glove, the robot, Super Mario, Duck Hunt. Like I had it all. So Hogan's Alley. So I just remember playing those games. And so and I still have the original one.
Yeah.
Still got the cartridges where you
gotta blow on
them. And I got the Sega Genesis. I got the Dreamcast. I got, still got those. I still got my Game Boy.
Yeah.
Wow. I just never, how I say it's like tales of a hip hop hoarder. And that's eventually kind of, besides the museum, is just going into content. Like maybe imagine like hip hop evolution on Netflix, but where we explore the lives of a fan. Yeah. Just imagine a season or episode just on the fan. And not just me, but imagine like you just talking to a female fan, a Caucasian fan, a overseas fan, and then me. Yeah. And then you're able to see all these ranges of what a fan could look like, because a lot of people don't know what support is nowadays. And so if a platform and want to reach out to me, you know what I'm saying, we can kind of make that happen, and I can put you in touch with all those type of fans, and I can give you access to my collection. So that's one of the goals we're working on in 22 is content, really. Yeah. Because a lot of my friends and circles, like, all this content you put on Instagram, you should be getting paid for it, Nuface. You're giving away priceless gems for free. You should be rich by now. And I intentionally was never about money, but looking back at my past years, like I don't work a job, so it's paid my bills. It's provided me with opportunities where I'm able to call some of my favorite people and say, I need help doing this, and they'll say, I'll pull up. Yes. That type of shit is priceless. Like to have Mr. Soul, who did the DTP logo and Dungeon Family logo and the Pimp C logo, to do my Nustalgia logo. Wow. I can't afford him, but for him to say, I'll do this for you, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
I got you, and I want to help you with that. Or Killer Mike to post a flyer from my party and say, I'm not in Atlanta, but everybody pull up to R Bar ATL and go to this party and respect Nuface, you know what I'm saying? So, and even like we talk about new and old, like to be working with, like, shout out to Damani, T.I.'s son. Yeah. Like to see his evolution. And like, I was at a show and I posted when he kind of freestyled in front of his father, and that shit went viral. And like my video went on Shade Room, Academics, TMZ, platforms that I don't personally fuck with, but I was on those platforms for something positive. Yeah. For showing Damani's skill, who's definitely a great rapper. Yeah. And that was Tip's birthday. Wow. So it was like a gift to him to, it was just so much. But for me, again, a Nuface was their moment. Like nobody else could have had that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell I don't even know how they know it, but they pick it up. Wow. And then again, that's where my friends like, you can see the comments because I get so many ads. Nuface, this is his. Like, cause then they're like, you got to start tagging your videos. Yeah, cause it'd be my friends is like, I know that's new. I Nuface, you know what I'm saying? So that's something else I got to just get into, branding and like just tagging my videos, watermarking them, and just content,
Exactly.
Not free.
Especially in the day of social media. And this is kind of the way that things are. It's the same thing when it comes to like, photographer. Cause I've been through that too, where they're like, oh, this this was Elmatic's photo, or he took this. I
can imagine.
Yeah, man. So many times, so many photos like that I took of like artists and stuff, and they just either didn't know it was me that took it, or I'd always get people to, hey, this is me, this is me.
And photographers are like my favorite people, because if you notice, like even in looking at my page, usually it's me who's taking a picture, but sometimes I'll bring a shooter with me, and they're able to capture that moment, and then they do it with their eye.
Yeah.
So like, shout out to D Wong from Motion Family, Art by Fanny, fucking KP, Cool as Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yourself. You've been able to catch your moments like this moment right here. Like,
oh yeah.
We talk about how
I remember
special
that.
this was for me. Like, because Westside signed this, and I got you to sign it. Man, so that whole history behind that, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every time I think I kind of knew it's to go to that. It's crazy because actually I have a hoodie that I never worn. It's just in my closet of that.
Of that one.
Because Westside, he gave it to me, and because it's funny because Kerosene was always like, "Hey, you got to give Elmatic one of these" when they came out. And sure enough, he had it, and I framed it immediately. And I've never touched it or anything. And then he gave me the hoodie, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear this. I'm just gonna have it. So it's just in pristine condition. And like, he gave me a shirt
I'm different. I'll wear like, I got a shirt. Slaughterhouse signed it. All 4 members.
Wow.
Royce, Joel, Joe Budden, and Crooked Eye. And I got a picture where I'm with them, with Crooked and Royce, and I'm wearing the shirt. Like, I wear it because I'm gonna frame it eventually, but I'm celebrate this. Like, I'm rocking this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, that's why shout out to photographers, comedians, artists, anybody, AW, these people, curators, DL Warfield, all these type of people that's just of the culture that, like, because there's a lot of stuff I'll post and it'd be somebody like a DL Warfield saying, "Oh, I did that album cover."
Yeah.
David made it, a Rhyme Capsule. He was like, "Oh, I did that first Gucci Man cover."
Wow. Yeah.
So to know the backstories of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So, sky's the limit with that.
Man, it's so crazy. So, because like there's like a bunch of stuff. It's crazy because I have a bunch of photos that I've never put out. Some of them out of respect for the artist because they were like, "No, don't put this out," and it's like, I understand that, like, for example, I was talking to a homie of mine when I went on tour with Crip for the Heavy is the Crown tour. Like, I still have like the lanyard from the tour. I still have like photos that never came out. And I'm like, damn, I need to put these out. But of course, some of them I'm like, I need to reach out to him and his manager, Dutch, be like, "Hey, is it cool to post this?" Because that, I don't want to drop something that they ain't cool with, or
just may not fit to where they are at personally.
Exactly.
No shot to you, but just where their mission is currently may be different from that look. Exactly. I seen that happen with SZA. It was a whole debate. Some guy dropped pictures of SZA and she asked him to delete them. And he's like, "No, this was months ago. You didn't pay me for them. I shot him." And there's 2 sides to that. I mean,
exactly.
Same with Jonathan Mannion. That's another one. Shout out to, I remember bringing every album cover that he shot, bringing it in, putting it right in front of him. Like, this is your life. And while he signed them, he telling me stories to each one, where he sided at, where he told Eminem to meet. But again, what we was talking about, like, I think it was a thing with him and the Jay-Z photo and wanting to make it an NFT, but if he don't have the right, like, it's just
it gets a little muddy, and just trying to keep everybody like, chill and we good. But that's wild. But it's so many, like I said, man, it's crazy that you have all these things and just have all this knowledge and all these memories. Before we go, do you want to promote your social media or anything else where people can find you?
And then I just want to, I never go nowhere without getting something signed. So, again, I brought something else so you can bless this one and sign this one.
Oh, wow.
So, I keep a Sharpie, but, just
that's crazy.
For the culture, man. And congratulations on, again.
Thank you.
The best thing in business is somebody to go to a repeat customer, as they say. So to have that, access to come again.
Wow.
And I seen it was a billboard in Buffalo.
Bro, it's crazy. I had a billboard in Buffalo, and like, to see something that I shot on a billboard is crazy. Then the next thing for me is like, okay, I got there's a billboard in Buffalo. Now it's Times Square. Put it on there. That's like the next thing.
Yeah, because he did the Times Square, but it was that one with the coat.
It was the one with the coat.
Yeah, side A, but it's all there. Like, and again, you don't expect to be on the billboard, but luckily we've been surrounded and blessed to be around a circle of like solid individuals, bro.
Yeah.
And that's really the blessing about it, bro.
Exactly.
So, and again, like you said, Nuface on Instagram. Nuface was there as the hashtag Tales of a Hip Hop Hoarder. Coming soon is a documentary and the content we got coming out. So just stay tuned. And Nustalgia 2020. And just stay tuned to those for the content coming soon. YouTube page coming soon, so look out for that. And no more free content on IG. We're gonna try to work out something with the brand and these contents, but you know, it's all about leveling up and evolving. So people saying, well, my content is priceless, so I'm gonna find out.
I feel it.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Once again, thank you for being on the podcast. Everybody, if you're listening, make sure you go follow Nuface. Amazing, man. Post dope content. Follow Afternoon Programming on Instagram and on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you stream podcasts, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and share, because it really helps the podcast reach new listeners. And other than that, man, we'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.
Nuface was there.